All right, let me make a few micro adjustments. How's it going, everyone? I think everything's working, although my chat's not working again right now, but whatever. I'll just pop out the chat from YouTube here. Let me pop out that chat. All right. Get that all set up here. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. I'm just trying to get a working live chat over here. How's it going, Dashy Pie and Andrew Smith, Joycey Johnson, Ariel Lazarus, Fool of a Took. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I also need to make sure I get this live stream shared out because YouTube's kind of doing some funky stuff with my streams today. So I want to make sure that everybody gets in on this action here. Let's see here. Send that. And we'll tweet out that we're live as well, just for the heck of it. All right, cool. I think we're all good. I think everything is set. As far as I'm aware. Bring the chat back up. All right. How are you guys doing today? Hopefully you are doing awesome. That's always the goal, right? Everyone is awesome. All right. So what are you guys thinking, man? We have that Nintendo Direct today. Like, I'm pretty hyped. I just got done downloading the 3 new things we could download today. Let's see if I can show it here. You know, and I got the Yoshi's Crafted World demo, the Tetris 99, the Daemon X Machina demo. Just got done downloading those 3. Haven't played any of them yet. So, obviously, Tetris 99 is like the full game. And then, obviously, Yoshi's Crafted World and Daemon are just those demos. What do you guys think? I have a lot of thoughts. And a lot of my thoughts are probably going to be saved for the next Nintendo Prime podcast or a discussion video of some sorts. But I do have, you know, I will answer any questions you have. Any particular games you would like to talk about from the Direct, Q&A style, just, you know, at Nintendo Prime in the chat. There's a lot to talk about. I mean, I just put up my summary video, which took a 35-minute Direct and chopped it down to 10 minutes. You know, we had Super Mario Maker 2, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 news. We had Box Boy news. We had version 3.0 Smash news. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker DLC, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, Dragon Quest Builders 2 news, Dragon Quest 11S news, very good news for that game. That Disney Twosome Festival game, Starlink Battle for Atlas DLC, Rune Factory 4 and 5, the Oninaki game, Yoshi's Crafted World information, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, a lot of information on that game. Obviously Tetris 99, Dead by Daylight, Deltarune Chapter 1 coming up for free in February. Daemon X Machina news, including the demo. Grid Autosport, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Unravel 2, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9, Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, everybody. Astral Chain, brand new IP. How about that? Bayonetta 3, in so much that they're still making the game. I don't know if that's really news. And obviously, my favorite news is the Link's Awakening remastered, remake, whatever they end up calling it. Looks like right now they're just calling it Link's Awakening. I guess it means it's been like, what, 23 years or something. So I guess they can call it whatever the hell they feel like. And let me see here. I have not played the demo yet. I have not played any of those games yet. They just finished downloading. Immediately after the Direct, I had to go take care of my kids, make dinner, get their homework done, get them ready for bed and all that. And then I worked on that summary video. And while I worked on that summary video, I was downloading the Daemon X Machina and Yoshi's Crafted World demos and Tetris 99. Tomorrow, I am planning on having out some early impressions on Daemon X Machina, which should be very interesting just because I'm not excited for that game at all. I'm not into mechs. I don't like mech games. So it's going to be very interesting to see if the demo can change my mind. And in Yoshi's Crafted World, some thoughts on that as well. I got basically two impression videos coming tomorrow that should be really, really good. Debating if I want to do impressions on Tetris 99. We'll see. I mean, it's Tetris, but it's like a battle royale Tetris, so very cool concept. But I probably need to play that. I'll probably play that on a live stream more than anything else. So, hey, let me see. Let me finish saying hi to some new people that popped in here. Montana Whitman, who's disappointed by the Direct. Care to expound on your disappointment? That would be great. Just saying you're disappointed doesn't really give me much information. The Avengers 34, Joey C. Johnson's here. One Mimi Boy, YM9001, Matthew Barth is here. Stitched is here. Zumakito, David Holm, Kitty Pong Tear, Philip, Ryan Lista's here. How you guys doing? All right. So let me just glance at what some of you guys are saying here. Mario Maker 2 hype is real. A lot of people are going to be excited for Mario Maker 2, I bet. I bet that's one of the most hyped games out of this Direct. Let's see here. Box Boy. Yep, some people excited for Box Boy. The new Platinum game. What is that? Astral Chain? What's the name of it? God, that looked really good. It's Platinum. I mean, Platinum games are usually really good. Zumakito says, I love seeing your reaction to Link's Awakening. It was amazing. I haven't watched your reaction to the entire yet, but I really wanted to see your reaction to Link's Awakening. So, I had to set my reaction video to private. I originally was going to be live, but so at the very end of the video, right, I go to fix, because during the Link's Awakening reaction part, I went nuts and I knocked down this blue screen behind me. And towards the end of the video, I went to put the blue screen back up, and my pants kind of fell down, and you could see my butt. So I couldn't leave that video live. So you might not be able to go back and watch the reactions to everything, because I had to set the video to private to make sure YouTube does not blast me. And in fact, once I grab my reactions to the Link's Awakening bit and put that up, I might end up deleting my reaction video entirely, just so YouTube doesn't strike me down for nudity. So so you can't really go back and watch it, unfortunately. What are you gonna do? Mistakes happen. Let's see here. But yeah, the Link's Awakening reaction will definitely be going up on its own, just because that was crazy. I had to create. Like, even in rewatching that reaction, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. I gotta put that up. I was totally unscripted. I had no idea what was coming. All right, let me scroll down here. The Direct was really good. One of the best Directs they've had in a while. Okay. Why do you say that, Zumakito? If I'm going to ask someone why they think it's bad, I should ask someone why they think it's good. Ariel Lazarus says they were pretty happy with the Direct in general. Dragon Quest Builders 2 release date, Link's Awakening were exciting for me. Astral Chain looks super interesting. All right. Need to send Nintendo my bill for a new PC monitor. Great Direct. Love the reveal of the newish Zelda. It's not really a newish Zelda, but I mean, it is cool. I'm not sure why anyone would be disappointed with the Direct. Maybe because no Animal Crossing, Luigi, or Metroid Prime trilogy. Well, the only thing I can think of with the Direct is a lot of it was like anime, RPG ish kind of, right? Like a lot of Japanese RPGs. A lot of Japanese RPGs. And if you're not into that, I mean, you had Yoshi and Mario Maker 2. You know, and then a bunch of old ports, which some people are just not going to be excited. Like, I'm excited that Hellblade's coming to Switch, but a lot of people are going to be like, who cares? It's a 2017 game. I'm going to be excited about Assassin's Creed 3 coming to Switch, but a lot of people are going to be like, who cares? It's Assassin's Creed 3, like, last-gen game, who cares? So there's always going to be a lot of so some of the old ports no one's ever going to care about. And if you're not into any Japanese-style RPG-style games, then there was nothing in the Direct for you. And I think that's fair. I think that's a fair argument if that is someone's argument. Not my argument. I thought some of these games looked awesome. But let me see here. Demos galore. I was really happy with the demos. The demos were great. How about make an audio-only version of the reaction? It's hard to sync it up perfectly, because I'd have to take the direct and then take the audio out and try to. It doesn't sync. It's possible, it's doable, but I'm not going to do it. Bottom line is, I could re-upload my reaction and just like delete the part where my pants fell down as I was putting the thing back up, and it was totally my fault on that. I wear these jeans, these next level stretch jeans by American Eagle or whatever. I really like them. They're super comfortable. But one problem is when I put my wallet in my back pocket, they tend to fall at times. Now, when I'm walking around and standing, it's not a big deal because they just don't fall when I'm standing. But when you get up from a sitting up position, which I did to go put the green screen back up, sometimes it comes down. So, like, bottom line is I should have just had a belt on. That would have fixed everything, too. That would have prevented them from falling. But it was just a mistake on my part, and I didn't notice it until after the fact. And I could just go edit that out and re-upload it if I really want to. But I don't know that it's worth, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth re-uploading, my entire reactions. I know there are some of you out there are going to be like, oh, it's worth it. It's worth it. But, like, if only 100 people are going to go back and watch those reactions, then is it really worth uploading a 35-minute reaction video? I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys are interested. I already have it downloaded. I already have my reactions downloaded. So, let's see here. Captain Toad DLC. Nice surprise. Zelda's the best. My first Zelda game. Nice. Link's Awakening was my first Zelda game, too. Let's see here. Fire Emblem Limited Edition instantly sold out again. But I actually got in as soon as the pre-order button was clickable. Nice. Yeah, I don't have any money to do pre-orders, so I have no pre-orders for that, and I probably won't be able to get my hands on it unless I spend a lot of money on the secondhand market. So I think I am not going to be able to get it. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Nate legit jumped out of his pants with excitement from Link's Awakening. The butt showing didn't happen during the Link's Awakening stuff. It happened after the direct was over when I went to fix the blue screen. Thankfully, it was the backside. The problem is I have a big backside, so like nothing really fits me just right pants wise. I mean, these next level stretch jeans are awesome, but I gotta get a new belt. I don't even think I have a belt right now that fits. I gotta remember that for future streams to put on a belt. Is Final Fantasy IX good? I have no idea. I didn't play Final Fantasy IX. I played Final Fantasy VIII, but I didn't play 9. We finally have a release window for Dragon Quest XI's, which excites me beyond belief. What I thought was exciting about Dragon Quest XI's, now I've never played a Dragon Quest game, so I'm just excited in general because this will be my first Dragon Quest game. But what I liked about it is, yeah, okay, it's a super late port, right? A super late port of Dragon Quest XI that's out on other platforms. But they're not just porting it. They're doing a bunch of unique, exclusive Nintendo Switch things with it. Thank you, Lacey Lamb, for subscribing. And in doing that, they are basically giving you an exclusive version of the game. And I like that. I like that a lot. So they put in some time to really make this version stand out, including extra content, which I did not expect that. So, happy for Rune Factory 5. I'm happy to see that's in development too, Samuel Cook. Let me see. More RPGs. There were a ton of RPGs. I just played Yoshi. It's so damn cute. Yeah, I haven't played yet. Again, my impressions on that will be tomorrow. I'm basically going to play through the demo, just like I'm going to do for Daemon X Machina. And I'm going to record my first playthrough of it, and then I'm going to, get some thoughts and put my playthrough over my thoughts. So it's going to be pretty interesting. We'll see. I have no idea what I'm going to think of either one of those games. Let's see here. Scrolling down here. Shit happens. Yeah, dude. Shit. That's the problem with being live is, like, shit does happen, right? Like, in a pre-edited video, you know, you can catch stuff like that, but what are you going to do? Scrolling down here. Did YouTube demonetize? YouTube had to demonetize anything. They haven't even demonetized that stream, technically. That stream is sitting at... Gosh. Let me look here. Look how many views it has. My live reaction video has 1,344 views right now. And it is private. And no one can view it anymore but me. So it got a lot. And what's funny is the views kept going up even after I set it private. But YouTube's view counter is always off at first. It takes a couple hours to update, right? So, anyways. It's nice that I got so many views, though. Hopefully my Nintendo Direct summary in less than 10 minutes does well. I thought that would be kind of a unique video to get out. I didn't know that it was going to be less than 10 minutes when I did it. Then it ended up being like 9 minutes and 40 seconds. The last 20 seconds is just the outro. Make the original reaction a Patreon reward. Jeez. Best Buy still does $10 for pre-order. I don't even have $10. My bank account's like negative $8 right now. So I literally have negative money till Friday. Link's Awakening is newish. I mean, Link's Awakening's been out since the original Game Boy, so I won't call it newish. It's called a remaster. There's a reason for that. Or a remake, I guess if you want to call it that. It's not a new game, technically. But I'm playing the hell out of it. They're probably going to charge $60 for it, and I'm going to spend it anyways. I love Zelda. Zelda is my favorite franchise. If you couldn't tell how shocked I was that Link's Awakening Remastered was real, I did not think it was that. Like, that's a rumor that's existed for a while, and I did not believe that rumor at all. I'm like, why would they remaster Link's Awakening? And sure as hell, they remastered Link's Awakening. I'm like, holy crap. I know some people maybe aren't into the art style. I think the art style is awesome. Definitely not the art style I thought they would go with in a remaster, but I'm really glad it's not like A Link Between Worlds. You know, like they actually created a new art style for it. Some people are going to love it and some people are going to hate it, but I like it a lot. Who knows? Maybe there's new content in it too. Who knows what they did along the way. Shame Spiral wasn't shown. It seemed likely. Instead of laying off 18 employees, why not use more manpower? What's taking long? The thing is Spyro Reignited was never officially confirmed for Nintendo Switch. It's never been officially confirmed that it's coming to Switch. There is zero confirmation anywhere on the internet that it's coming to Switch. Spyro Reignited is not coming to Switch. I don't know why people kept... I think because of what happened with the Crash Insane trilogy, people just jumped to conclusions. There was rumors. There was like this, oh, maybe this listing somewhere that had it. Reality is Spyro Reignited trilogy was never said to be coming to Switch. So it's not coming to Switch. You shouldn't be expecting it to come to Switch. This is Activision we're talking about. Crash Insane trilogy only happened because of one rogue developer. So it's not going to happen. Like, we're not going to get anything from Activision. It's just the way it is. It's just reality. It sucks, but that's reality. Activision is not going to be supporting Nintendo Switch. I wish that wasn't true, but what are you going to do about it? Have I played a Marvel Alliance game? No, I have not. Marvel Alliance Ultimate 3 will be my first one. Can't be mad about the Dragon Quest XI delay now. Yeah, like that's the thing. It's hard to be mad about the Dragon Quest XI delay now when you know you're getting all this extra stuff that no one else is getting. It's like, I mean, just like Starling Battle for Atlas is getting that update. Like, where'd that update come from? Like, last we heard, the game sold like crap. It's been massively discounted everywhere. I mean, I heard somebody get the physical version for $12 the other day, and it's like, but you're releasing a free content update that's only targeted at Switch owners. Granted, the Switch version sold massively better than all the other versions. So the only audience for Starlink is on Switch. And I think if there is a Starlink sequel, it's just going to be Switch exclusive because clearly that's the audience for it. But anyways. And they're adding that racing mode in there. I really hope that's not what people got confused with for Star Fox Racing. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe that racing mode ends up being pretty cool. Let me see here. You can still click the notification and watch it. I'm going to have to go do something about that. The only thing I could do is delete it. I'm going to have to delete it then. If privatizing it doesn't completely hide the stream, I'm going to have to delete it. That sucks. I really didn't want to delete it. Alright, I'm going to have to go delete the stream. The live reaction is going to be gone. Let me just download a second copy of it just to be sure. Sorry if the stream kind of dips for a second while it's downloading. Hopefully I'm not dropping anything while it's downloading. I don't think anything's downloading right now, or dipping right now. Yeah, maybe because you're a mod, you're able to watch it, Mark. I don't know. I'm downloading it right now, and then I'm going to have to delete it. I mean, I already have it downloaded, but a second copy just to be sure. Want to know the kicker? Not only did I get the Fire Emblem Limited Edition, but I got it for free, technically, as he had a $100 Best Buy gift card. Oh, Philip, you bastard. I'm not excited for Link's Awakening. I don't like playing games twice, just don't enjoy it. Now, Mark, I'm normally with you, okay? I've talked many, many times over that I don't care about playing retro games again. But what I will say is the only way I play retro games again is when they've been remastered. When Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D happened, I played those games again because it's nice revisiting a game with a fresh coat of paint. Link's Awakening is my first Zelda game ever. It is the game that made me fall in love with the Zelda series. Hell yeah, I'll play that with a fresh coat of paint. I have not touched Link's Awakening in 20 plus years. So I am all for doing that again. So do I want to play the original? Do I want to play the DX version? No. But this? Oh, hell yeah, I'll play this. So that's just kind of my viewpoint on things. I know not everyone's going to agree with that viewpoint, but that's the way that I look at it. And Mark, I know you're able to do that for all my other streams. My other streams are only set to unlisted. So basically, if anyone got a notification later, they can go check out the stream. It's just not something people can search and find. And I don't care about that. I just leave them unlisted. This one is specifically set to private. Literally no one's supposed to see that but me. But whatever, it's downloaded now, and now I'm going to delete it. So, goodbye reaction. I'm going to have to do an edited one and release it tomorrow or something. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, it is now officially deleted. Don't want YouTube getting mad at me about an honest mistake, because YouTube does overreact to stuff like that. Let's see here. I'm trying to read the chat. There's so much going on in this chat. Nintendo Prime for Smash. Do you like the graphics cute or funny? My initial reaction is I thought they were cute. You can even see that in my reaction when I upload it tomorrow. I thought it like super cute. Link's face is a little odd. I will say Link's face looked just like everything else looks awesome. I think Link's face might have been a placeholder. I think it was a placeholder. I don't think that's the final face because like you saw Marin later, and Marin's face looked adorable and awesome, and Link's face looks derpy almost like her. And I think that is just a placeholder, and they haven't finalized the sprite, but. We'll see as we see more of it because we're not going to see more of it again for a while because it said just 2019, which means it's a holiday title. It's a fall title. We'll see it again at E3. So I think it was just a placeholder title. The BitBlock chiming in with the anime. I watched some of your initial reaction, your little 12-minute video, the BitBlock. I didn't see all of it, just the beginning parts where you were talking about some of the things you actually liked from the Direct. But yeah, if you're not into all the JRPGs and the anime stuff, I can see why you'd be disappointed. See, to me, I like some of that stuff, so it didn't bother me. This Direct massively exceeded my expectations. But when you go into a Direct only expecting Fire Emblem, that's what happens. I think people expect too much out of these Directs. Like Josh Thomas, you over there, man, you are disappointed by every Direct that comes out. Well, if you don't expect anything, like if you expect every Direct to suck and not have anything you like in it, every Direct ends up exceeding your expectations. I'd rather have my expectations exceeded and just be happy with the bone I was thrown than be disappointed by expecting a whole bunch of stuff like Animal Crossing or Pikmin 4 or all the stuff that, like, we're not going to see that yet. Animal Crossing's not going to be, that's going to be like an E3 unveiling. Like, that's a huge game. They're not going to unveil that right now. EA and Activision are battling for the crappiest video game company. I'm not going to dive too deep into that tonight. I do want to make a video on the Activision laying off employee thing. I know the internet is very, very pissed off at Activision right now. And all those quotes from Satoru Iwata cutting his salary are coming up. But I have some thoughts on that I don't think people are going to like. But they're thoughts that are honest and true to what I firmly believe about Activision as a company. And how everyone is focused on one number and not actually looking at anything else that's actually happening in Activision. So it'll be an interesting video whenever I get to it. I have so much. I got those demo videos to make. I got reaction videos to re-edit and get up. I've got 2 editorials I got to get out. I got the podcast to record. I have to get an episode of SideQuest out this week, which means I actually have to sit down and play some more Red Dead Redemption 2 because that's what episode of SideQuest is going to be on this week. I don't know that I'm going to fully admit this week for SideQuest that I don't know that I'm going to be using any gameplay I have recorded for Red Dead Redemption 2 because I don't feel like moving my Xbox One X. I'm having some computer issues with my capture card stuff, and I just don't want to move my Xbox One X and just fumble with stuff and screw it up. It's working right now for Switch, so I just want to leave it working for Switch. But whatever. If people want receipts that I actually played Red Dead Redemption 2, I could screenshot gameplay hours or whatever. Like, it's not a review. SideQuest is not a review. There is no minimum amount of hours you need to sink into a game. All SideQuest does is look at games that are not on Switch and just give my initial impressions of them. A Nintendo fan's thoughts on X game that isn't on Switch. That's the premise, anyways, of SideQuest. Scroll down here. It reminds you of Toon Link, which you hated. See, I love Toon Link. I adored Toon Link. Toon Link is one of my favorite designs. So I couldn't disagree with you more on that. Obviously, if you really hate that design, what are you going to do? But you're wrong. I'm kidding. You're not wrong. But there hasn't been a design of Link I didn't like. So I'm open to all of the art directions of Link. Link's Awakening is basically a bad acid trip. Jesus. Scroll down here. I tried the demo for Daemon X Machina, but I couldn't handle it. I just didn't like the gameplay. I think it doesn't have motion controls. The demo might not. It doesn't mean the final game won't. But I don't know. Again, I haven't played the demo. I can't give any thoughts on any of these on those demos yet. I haven't played them. You guys have more experience with it than me. I don't like the new Zelda style. I would rather it look abreast a Deva realistic. What? I mean, here's the thing to remember about Link's Awakening. Like, there's a bunch of Mario enemies in it. Like, a bunch of Mario characters are in the game. You're not gonna go realistic with Mario characters. It's just not gonna happen. So it kind of limits like the direction you're gonna take a Link's Awakening remaster when it's got a bunch of Mario characters in it. And it's not surprising since the person who headed up that game is one of the primary people behind Mario. So heavy use of Mario characters and enemies in that game is Gonna lead to the art style not necessarily being what people might want, but I don't know. The only thing I didn't like was Link's face, a little derpy. The actual character design was fine, but his face was a little bit derpy for me. But again, based on the sprite from Marin I saw, I'm like, okay, I think Link's gonna look a lot better by the time the game comes out in terms of his face. But otherwise, if you don't like it, you don't like it. Nothing I can do about that. Mark says he likes the Direct. His only complaint isn't with the Direct. It's that the summer is packed. So, one thing that was interesting about the Direct, I think my primary criticism of the Direct is everything's coming in the summer. I mean, there was like, what, 20 games shown off in the Direct or something, and like 15 of them are landing this summer? This summer's packed, and I'm cool with the summer being packed with games. Normally, summer has, a handful of really good games. This summer is just going to be slammed with games, and that's awesome. Maybe Nintendo is trying to kick off Q1 and Q2 of the new fiscal year, like just hit it, just hit the ground running. That's fine. I'm okay if that's what they're trying to do. But we don't have a lot of games coming out between now and then. It's still like the next game is Yoshi, for the most part. Like, you still don't have a lot of games to look forward to soon. So Nintendo's basically abandoned like the first half of 2019 all over again, just like last year. The difference with last year is they abandoned the first half and then the next 3 months. Whereas here they're just abandoning us for like 4 or 5 months, and then they're gonna slam us. Like they're gonna be like, oh, we're sorry we didn't have games the last 5 months. Here's all the games. It's like, holy crud. So it's gonna be like every week there's gonna be something major coming out. It's gonna be an interesting experience this summer, that's for sure. Feels like it should have been better spread out, but you know what? If the games aren't ready, the thing that really hurt them, I think, is Fire Emblem was supposed to be that big spring game for them, and they had to delay it. So it's like, I think that Nintendo's entire plan was built around Fire Emblem coming out this spring, and then that didn't happen, and they don't have anything else ready. So what are they gonna do? Mario Maker 2, it's all you honestly wanted. Mario Maker 2, Metroid Prime 4, new Zelda, maybe a new Punch-Out. New Punch-Out, nice. Shouldn't be surprised from you, MacMain, but a new Punch-Out would have been nice. If it had nothing to do with stuff like Spyro, might be overreacting. I got some thoughts for you guys on the Activision stuff. Don't know if I'm going to get that video out this week, though. It might be a weekend video. Potentially could be a Friday video, actually, because on Friday I'm not going to be working much. My fiance has off, and we are going to be celebrating our Valentine's Day that day. I don't know when, because my sister's coming down to watch the kids. So whenever my sister gets here from Minnesota, she'll be watching the kids, and that's when we start doing our Valentine's Day stuff. So what I do know, though, is that I don't plan to really work much on Friday. There will not be a Prime News this Friday because of it, because I'm sorry, just Valentine's Day with my fiance takes precedence over this channel. I'm sorry. But I will have a video, at least one video coming out, and maybe it'll be the Activision video. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow night. We'll see. Because I probably won't stream tomorrow night, because I'll probably be working on videos for Friday and Saturday, just in case something happens. Let's see here. Do you think Link's Awakening Zelda logo is a placeholder too? It looks very similar to the Breath of the Wild logo. I do not think it's a placeholder. I think what they did is the Legend of Zelda logo, like the Legend of Zelda logo part that we got from Breath of the Wild. I think that's the new Zelda logo moving forward. I think that's like the new default Zelda logo. I've been saying this about Breath of the Wild since it was basically announced. I thought Breath of the Wild was essentially a pseudo reboot of the Zelda series. And seeing that logo carry over to the Link's Awakening thing kind of tells me Nintendo might be viewing it that way too, that like Breath of the Wild just rebooted the franchise without us calling it a reboot. So yeah, Link's Awakening, is not a great example because it's an older game, but Link's Awakening is a dream. I'm sorry if I spoiled that for anyone. It's a dream. Link's Awakening is a dream. It doesn't actually happen. Nothing that happens in that game matters in the grand scheme for Zelda because it doesn't exist. It's all part of the imagination of a certain character. I don't want to get into it, but the bottom line is that, like, if you're going to bring a game back, remastered and still use the new Zelda logo, you might as well bring back an old game that literally has no relevance in anything other than just being a really good game. Yeah, Link's face. Yeah, it's just Link's face. That's the thing. Marin's face looked awesome. So that's why I just don't think Link's character design's finalized. There's no way that you could have Marin look like she does and then have Link look as bad as he does in the face. That just doesn't make sense to me. To me, that just feels like unfinished. It's just unfinished, which that's okay. The game's not. It doesn't even have a release date yet, so of course it's unfinished. It's in alpha, for crying out loud. This summer is effed. What the hell is Titsum Titsum? It's a party game, a Disney themed party game. It's obviously targeted for families and kids and stuff. Like my kids would probably really like it. The camera's at a 45-degree angle, but I prefer a 65-degree angle. Man, everyone's got their own little preferences, don't they? I have not tried out any demos yet, Stabby Taco. I have them downloaded. I'll be playing them not tonight. I'll be playing them tomorrow morning, and then doing my impressions from there. So I'll have the Yoshi's Crafted World and the Daemon X Machina demo impressions out tomorrow, in addition to whatever news I need to cover. Tomorrow's going to be a packed day for content, even though it's Valentine's Day, because I'm not actually doing anything for Valentine's Day. So, besides like my kids, my mom's coming over, and we got something that I'm doing with my kids, but that's a kind of a small thing. My fiance is going to be at work, so I'm not really even going to see her much tomorrow. I'll see her tonight, though. She comes home in like an hour and a half, and in like a half hour to 40 minutes here, I'm actually going to get off and try to make her some dinner. I don't know what the hell I'm going to make because there's like no food in the house. I'm not even kidding. There's like nothing to eat in the house. Like there's mac and cheese and ramen noodles and some hot dogs, and that's like food for my kids. Going grocery shopping on Friday. So like I have no idea what I'm going to make my fiance. There's like just nothing. There's no meat. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I always do. I'll have to be creative. Maybe I can find some noodles somewhere. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll make something up. That's the joy of being a cook. You just look at what you got and you just make it work. You just throw crap in a pot and see what happens. Do I think Link's Awakening will have the color dungeon? Yes. Yes, that was added in Link's Awakening DX. Yeah, I think that's going to be in the Link's Awakening game. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't they include all the content that they've made for the game? There's just a possibility that there might be more stuff coming for the game, like more additional content. They just say here Activision thoughts here. I'm not going to because I'm making a video on it. I'm literally already have a video like mapped out and planned with research that I am doing for the Activision stuff. So if people don't, I know, you know, Philip, you know why you're saying do the Activision discussion in the podcast? Because where am I going to get the least amount of backlash for the Activision discussion? On a piece of content I make that not a lot of people watch. Whereas if I make a standalone video on it that people are going to end up hating, that just brings a lot of negativity to the channel, right? But what are you going to do? I've always said I'm always going to be honest, and it's a piece of content I want to make. It's a piece of content I'm interested in, and I'm just going to do it. And whatever happens, happens. You know, just like any other content I make that I think people aren't going to like. Who knows? Maybe people end up liking it, and I'm just overthinking it. But what's up, Bill Ryan? Thank you for subscribing. Let's see here. Do I think Link's already answered that? Scrolling down. What about Tetris? What about Tetris? I do have Tetris downloaded. See? Right here. Tetris 99. There it is. I got it downloaded. We're good. I just haven't played it. I haven't played any of them yet. I don't know if I'm going to do an impression of Tetris 99, but who knows. I think what will end up happening is I'll just end up live streaming Tetris 99 at some point, like next week. And that'll be my coverage of Tetris 99 instead of me doing an individual video on it. Because I feel like Tetris 99 is one of those games because you're just like a battle royale Tetris game. You're just going to keep playing it for hours on end. Let's see here. Astral Chain. Astral Chain looks insane, does it not? Man, Astral Chain. That was the surprising game. And if that is staying as a Switch exclusive, like that is wow. Platinum Games like bringing their best is what that looks like. We'll look forward to your views on them. They're pretty interesting. Thanks, Stabby Taco. Yep. Again, those views should be coming tomorrow, barring something insane happening. I don't think there's going to be a school out day tomorrow, so. Let's see here. I didn't win yet. It gets really fast and people are good. Well, yeah, I mean, Tetris has been around forever. People are really damn good at Tetris. Don't expect to win without a keyboard. I have a keyboard I could plug in, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. She getting no sleep tonight? My fiance will get sleep tonight. It's her time of the month right now. She's going to be sleeping tonight, let me tell you. She sleeps a lot when it's that time of the month. So just, she doesn't eat at work, so I just make her a dinner when she gets home, and she eats and goes to sleep. A hot dog with some mustard would be good. You guys. Nate, you do have food. You don't want to misspeak. I do have food. I literally said the food's just for my kids. Relax. If people are going to call Child Protective Services and claim there's no food in the house, they're just going to show up and realize there's food in the house. Go ahead. Call Child Protective Services. Say my children don't have any freaking food. Go for it. Good luck with that. They're just going to be like, man, people troll. I'm not worried about it. My kids are well fed, let me tell you. Nintendo released Link's Awakening with the original Game Boy version included, like with Metroid Zero Mission. Probably not. I don't think so, no. Are they going to nod to the Oracle games or something? I mean, yeah, Capcom made those, but it was in the same style. No. I don't think they're going to nod to those games at all. I think it's just a standalone remaster. You guys are expecting too much. Too much. Let's see here. All right, I think I'm actually caught up to the chat. Yasuke chimes in. Today's direct sucked. There was nothing that got me hyped. Worst direct of all time, at least for me. I mean, that's the thing. If you're not into Japanese games, you probably weren't going to be into the direct. I will say this. If you're not into Japanese games, Switch might not be a good platform overall for you. I hate saying that, but like Nintendo's a Japanese company and they attract Japanese developers. I'm not sure what else to tell you. Like that's just the kind of games Nintendo usually gets or has been usually getting since they lost Western support. So I like a lot of the games shown. So for me it was a really amazing direct and massively exceeded all my expectations. Astral Chain feels like Warframe meets Custom Robo, and that just makes me depressed there's no Custom Robo games. Jeez. Astral Chain, the more I rewatch that footage, the more it reminds me of Xenoblade, to be completely honest. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Shout out to Nintendo Prime, giving us the goods. No problem, man. I'm doing what I can. I had a smile from ear to ear, best dude. The smile I had after the Link's Awakening announcement, it must have lasted for like 2.5 hours. Like, I literally texted my fiance, I can't stop smiling. This is like the stupidest thing to be excited about. Like, not to be excited about a video game, but to keep that. Like, I'm a 32-year-old guy with children and all this other stuff going on in my life. The Milwaukee Bucks played tonight, and they beat Indiana, which was awesome. They came back and beat them in the fourth quarter. And I'm just like, I have all these other things that I could be excited about that I usually am. But here I am, just like, even now, just thinking that at some point this year, I'm going to be playing a remastered version of Link's Awakening. Just, oh, it's got me giddy. It's bringing me back to my childhood. And I like that. I like being brought back to my childhood. Let's see here. People who have played Damon X demo and Yoshi demo both say they are great. Some people said the Yoshi demo isn't good. I don't know. There's a lot of... I'm seeing opinions on both sides of the fence. That's the way it goes. I don't really care. I'm going to play the games and give my thoughts because I haven't played either of these games, so I don't have any, anything out there. And by the way, like, I haven't watched anyone's impression videos on them. Just like general one-word tweets, about them. I haven't really actually deep dove because I don't like deep diving into other people's impressions on those games until I actually play them and have my impressions set in stone. I loved your live reaction to the remake. Yeah, and that live reaction will be separated out and uploaded tomorrow as well. So that reaction will stand on its own. And then I might re-upload the whole reaction event just because of the one incident in there. So, plus then I can condense it down to just the 35-minute direct instead of having to be an hour-long thing. Looks like it is the first Zelda I owned, followed by Ocarina. I share good memories of getting stuck at the second dungeon because I was so bad at it back then. Nice. This is literally the feel-good direct. It just has that effect. Sure. I like the Labo piano. Yeah, dude, the Labo piano, MWX. I did not expect that. Maybe I should have because it's one of the most recognizable pieces of Labo, and it's a game that looks like cardboard. But I don't know. For some reason, I didn't expect it. Ultimate Keymaster. But Nate, I thought everyone that reviews games watches each other's impressions before making their own. It's a common practice. Oh, Philip. Like, literally, I've just seen, like, quick reactions on Twitter. That's not the same thing as, like, deep dive impressions and copying other people's impressions. And I'm not reviewing. These are just impressions. So, anyways. So, Nate, you were saying you don't do what Philip claims everyone does. I absolutely do not. Basically, if I watch an impression video of a game, it's hard-pressed for me to try to make an impression video of that same game. It just is. It's because subconsciously I know what other people are thinking, and I worry it might warp my own thoughts. So I try really hard to not watch impression videos or read impressions or read reviews of something I am planning to do impressions of or reviews of. Now, if it's something I'm not planning to do impressions or a review of, then I don't care. But, like, I plan to review Yoshi. So, who knows? Maybe after the demo, I won't be planning to review it anymore. We'll see. All I'm going to say is the Yoshi game is horrible for those with the Joy-Con drift issue. I'll be sure to make sure I play it in handheld since docked I always play with the Power A controller here. So I'll have to play it in handheld to see because I have the drift issue once in a blue moon. I was hoping to hear about Pokemon, Pikmin, maybe a new Paper Mario. Here's what I'll say. Anyone that expected or wanted or hoped to hear about Pokemon, that's your own damn fault. Pokemon has never once been unveiled in a direct. The earliest you should expect to hear about Pokemon is that Pokemon event that's happening on the 27th or the 28th or something. Like, Pokemon is never touched in a Nintendo Direct until after it's already been unveiled. So you should have never not even hoped to see Pokemon because it doesn't happen. There's literally history tells you Pokemon would not be in the Direct. Pikmin, I can understand some people wanted to see at least a Pikmin 3 port. It could always happen later. I don't think there's any rush on more Wii U ports at this point. A new Paper Mario game, maybe. They might also be giving it a break because Color Splash didn't do that well, so I don't know. Mario Maker 2. Mario Maker 2 looked pretty good. I'm not a big Mario Maker guy because I'm not into builder games. But I'll probably end up picking it up. It looks pretty good. I don't know that I'm a good person to do a review of it, but it looks pretty good. Gotta save some announcements for E3. Yeah, I mean, they have a lot more stuff to talk about. There's games they didn't touch on. You brought up some of them, Yusuke and Pokemon and Pikmin, Paper Mario, but even games we already know about, like Animal Crossing and Luigi's Mansion. Like, there's other games for them to still talk about this year, which is exciting. The Astral Chain trailer looked epic. Not really my kind of game, but yeah, dude, that trailer looks sick. I really hope there's a demo for that game. I want there to be a demo for every game, to be fair, but gotta ditch the stream and go download demos later. Daffy was waiting for Switch to play GameCube games. I think the weird thing is they didn't mention SNES games, right? Like, I thought for sure we were gonna find out when SNES games are coming to Switch, and we didn't. So who knows when that's happening? They'll probably just drop it randomly one day without telling anyone. The Nintendo way with the Nintendo Switch Online. Why inform people what's going to happen? Just ghost drop everything. Oh, hey, you want to know what the games are for March? You better wait till a week before they come out to find out. My God, jeez. I don't know what Nintendo's doing. First they were letting us know ahead of time, and now they let us know like when it's about to happen. There are way too many JRPGs. I mean, the bottom line is Nintendo has a lot of great support from developers in Japan, and developers in Japan like making a lot of JRPGs. I love JRPGs, so bring them all on. I got no problem with it. I think the issue you should have isn't that there's too many JRPGs. It's that there's not a lot of other things. And that is the pitfall of Nintendo not having Western support. Obviously, you're not getting JRPGs out of the West. So that is the problem you have when Nintendo doesn't have full AAA support from the West side of things. So because of that, it always is going to feel unbalanced when it's a direct that features just Japanese publishers. Because basically, there was Assassin's Creed 3 in there, and I guess Hellblade. Hellblade's not a JRPG. But again, old ports. When you're talking about the new games, they don't have that support from the West. So it's tough. It's tough when they don't have that Western AAA support to balance out the Japanese support. Bum. They don't have games like Kingdom Hearts and Jump Force and RE2. No, they do not. I can tell you why Kingdom Hearts 3 and Resident Evil 2 don't run on Switch. The remake, anyways, doesn't. Jump Force, I'm not sure. Jump Force probably could be on Switch if they really wanted it to be, but Jump Force's hype has like gone down the drain, so I don't really know that they're considering other platforms for that right now. Crazy Mitchell Boy 415 says he didn't care about the Direct today. Hellblade isn't that old. 2017. We're in 2019. About 2 years ago by the time it comes out. Eric Wolf hits us with a $4.44 super chat. Says, thank you for your YouTube content. I'm drinking. You have one. All right, I'll have one just because you're having one. Let's. I'm gonna keep it light for now, just because I have a lot of content to make tomorrow. We'll just go with the wine shot. Let me grab one of my my shot glasses from Los Angeles from E3. Every time I go traveling, I like to get a shot glass from where I was, and I got some Los Angeles shot glasses. Couldn't get any E3 ones because they were sold out. The E3 shot glasses always sell out in like the first 2 hours E3 opens. And I don't go to the store until the last day, so everything's always tapped out. Cheers, man. Thank you, Eric Wolf. The cutscenes in Jump Force are so bad. I haven't played, so I can't really comment on that. One of my thoughts on the Link's Awakening art style. I love it. Link's face needs to be fixed. Beyond that, everything else is awesome. I like it a lot. It's unique. It's uniquely Nintendo. Like even Mark earlier, who said it reminds him of Toon Link. Like go and look at the Wind Waker, and then look at this, or look at like Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks, and then look at this. They don't look the same. It's its own art style. This is an art style we have never seen in Zelda, and I love it. That Nintendo's funding those JRPGs, the ones that are exclusive, yes, like Astro Chain, or it's Astral. It's not Astro. It's Astral. If it is an exclusive, absolutely Nintendo's funding it. How do you think exclusives happen from third-party companies? Exclusives occur because there's funding. So, absolutely, if that's an exclusive game, Nintendo funded it. That's how Platinum Games works. They don't fund their own games. Platinum Games doesn't fund their own games. They are funded by the publishers. They don't publish their own games. So, anyways. 2-year-old isn't really that old in the gaming world. That's ancient in the gaming world these days, man. There's so many games coming out all the time. That's why some people didn't care about even Wolfenstein 2, which came out 6 months or 7 months after it originally did on Switch. Like, why would I want to get that old port when I have new games to play? I can't argue with that. It is an old port. But everyone has their own opinions on that, so I personally don't care. If I don't own the game yet and it's on Switch, I'll probably get the Switch version. And I don't buy every game that comes out because I can't afford to buy every game that comes out, even though I have multiple platforms. What I predict is the price for Link's Awakening. It looks like phone graphics. Wow. It's going to be $60. They're charging $60. It's a full remaster of Link's Awakening. They're charging $60. And I will pay them $60 last Tuesday for that. Your fiance's excited for Mortal Kombat 11. Nice. It just looks like Kirby and the Rainbow Curse to me, Nate. But hey, if that's your taste, work for Kirby. But I don't like it on Zelda. Sure. Link's Awakening looked nothing like that 3D Dot Heroes game. Nothing like that. That was all blocks. The 3D Game Heroes was built on blocks. It was like Minecraft blocks, but like higher res. The Link's Awakening stuff looks almost cartoonish. You guys are looking at it, it's cartoonish. Go rewatch it. It's cartoonish. It looks like something you would see on TV. It's cartoonish. That's not what 3D Game Heroes is like. Anyways, I can't make people like the art style. I'm sure if I put a poll up, which I will later, that people are going to say they hate the art style. As soon as I saw it, I got excited, but my first thought after that was a lot of people are going to hate this art style because you're taking a game that people love and you're changing the art style, and people are just going to be mad. Doesn't matter what direction you go, people are just going to be mad. So, I think it's awesome. I think it looks cute. I think it looks as fun as ever. So, I can't wait to dive in myself. Someone said Link's Awakening is a download only. Guarantee you Link's Awakening is not a download only game. Guaranteed. And people that are saying that information's not out there. Nintendo has zero new information on Link's Awakening beyond some screenshots. So, yeah, no. It's going to be a $60 game, and it's going to be packaged. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. The thing's going to sell millions of copies. They're not selling it for $40. Every Zelda game that releases sells at least 2 million copies. They're going to sell this thing for $60. It's happening. You can get that out of your mind right now. This is a remaster. This isn't like, like I'll give you an example. Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, those were remasters. They charged you full 3DS game price, which at the time was $40. That was the max price of 3DS games. The Wind Waker HD, $60. Twilight Princess HD, an even easier HD ported game, $60. They're charging $60 for that game, guaranteed. Guaranteed. And it's not going to be download only. Like, they literally ended the direct on it because they knew how hyped people would be for it. It's not going to be download only. No, there's not a chance in hell that game is download only. Not a chance in hell. This isn't Box Boy. Okay, this is a Zelda game. There's no way in hell. They would be missing out on so many sales. Nintendo's greedy AF if they charge $60. I don't mind when here's the thing. I don't mind when games are charged full price, even if they're remasters or remakes, when it's an actual visual overhaul. Okay, this was the problem with the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, is they weren't really visual overhauls, right? They were more up-resing. I know they did some other changes, but for the most part, they were up-resing. That I don't think is worth $60. But rebuilding the game from the ground up, that to me is worth full price. That's what they did with Link's Awakening. Now, you can hate what they're doing with it, but I think it's awesome. And I don't think the game should be devalued because of its art direction or because it's a top-down game. Like, I don't know. That's just me. Again, I'm a big... We guys have to remember, I have 100% bias towards Zelda games. I love Zelda games. They're my favorite ever. Link's Awakening was like one of my first... Well, not my first video game. It was my first Zelda game. And I love the hell out of it. And I would... Hell, I'd probably pay $100 to play the game. I freaking love Link's Awakening. So, that's just me, though. Everyone is different. I can't tell you to value a game at the same level I do. You know, that's just the reality that it goes. I'd rather pay $60 for that than for Skyrim and Doom, Mario U. Yeah, I mean, think about it, guys. They're charging you $60 for Super Mario Brothers U. I mean, it's a straight port of stuff they've already made. It's not even remastered. Like, this at least they had to rebuild from the ground up. So, F Nintendo's $60 price tag. Link's Awakening HD is only worth at least $40. I disagree with you on the moon. It's a completely... Here's the thing. Here, let me ask you guys a question. Let's say they remastered Ocarina of Time, completely remastered it and brought it into HD. It's not Ocarina of Time 3D. It is a full-on, rebuilt from the ground up Ocarina of Time in HD. Would you guys think that is worth $60? It's a serious question I have for you. Would you think that is worth $60? I have a theory. So would a fully rebuilt from the ground up Ocarina of Time game in HD be worth $60? Daniel Barrios says yes. Mateo Novas says yes. D-Dubs64 says yep. Okay. I'm waiting. I'll give a moment for other people to chime in too. Jack Haddock says yes. Okay. Portal Player says 50. Okay. Splat Girl says yes. Claiborne Cook says yes. Ryan Lisa says yes. So here's my thing. Why? Why are you okay paying $60 for that, but they do it to Link's Awakening and you're not? Why? Link's Awakening was a $60 game on the NES. Actually, it was more than $60, believe it or not. Not going to get into the old school pricing, but Link's Awakening cost way the hell more than $60. So they had the Game Boy. I'm sorry, it was a Game Boy game, and then they had the DX version, right? Why? Why is that game worth less? Like, one, Ocarina of Time is a worse game. That's controversial opinion of the year. Ocarina of Time is worse than Link's Awakening, but that's besides the point. Setting aside my personal opinion in that regard, why is it because it's in 3D? So my thought process is here. People are valuing the fact that it's a 3D game versus a top-down game, and I think that's a bullshit way to value a video game. It's a bull. You cannot look me straight in the face and tell me that Ocarina of Time is like this more content-packed game than Link's Awakening, because it's factually not more content-packed than Link's Awakening. The reason you think it's okay is because one's a top-down game and one is 3D. Like, screw that. That's like telling me that A Link to the Past isn't worth the same price. Like, if they remade A Link to the Past, that it wouldn't be worth $60. Like, so stupid. This is what I hate about the internet and the way you guys view pricings on games, where if they do it to one game, it's okay, but if they do it to the other, it's not. They're not. Link's Awakening is not any less of a Zelda game, so why would it be? They had to rebuild this game from the ground up like it was a brand new game. They rebuilt it from the ground up. Why should that be worth less than having to do that for a different Zelda game? I know. I realized my initial comment on the NES thing was off. I was just making a point. It doesn't need to be Link's Awakening. It could be A Link to the Past. Okay? That's a better argument since that was a home console game. I understand that. I don't get it. I don't get why people think that one game remastered is worth $60, but another game remastered is not. It's not even a remaster. It's remade. They had to rebuild it from the ground up. Like, I don't get it. Captain Toad isn't $60 because it originally wasn't $60. If you're wondering why Captain Toad's not 60, Captain Toad didn't release for 60 on Wii U. That's why. So they weren't gonna price hike it over the Wii U version. That's why Captain Toad's not 60, because it wasn't originally a 60 game on Wii U. But now they're finding ways to creep up the cost, because now if you buy it, it's like $45, $46 because extra content. See how they're hiking that up a little bit. Nintendo built Kirby Star Allies from the ground up, but that wasn't worth $60. I disagree on that, but setting that aside, we know what Link's Awakening is, right? Like, this isn't a game we have to guess on how good Link's Awakening is. We're not sitting here like, it's not like this game comes out and we think, man, Link's Awakening, what a crap whole game that is. That ain't worth $60. No, we know Link's Awakening is a pristine Zelda game. We know it's one of the best Zelda games ever made. Like, it's literally one of the best Zelda games ever made. You tell me that you remade that and I can't value that at $60 like I do every other remade Zelda game? I don't agree with that. The only difference is this top-down versus 3D. I don't know. I mean, some people are going to say, well, the difference is it wasn't originally a $60 game. I don't care. That's because of the platform it was on. They just weren't charging as much for handheld games at the time. But to me, it's just as much of a Zelda game as A Link to the Past. And it's even more expensive to make in today's world because of the HD nature of things. They probably had a bigger team making this damn game than they did the original. I don't disagree. It's great at face value. You can't tell me it's worth as much as Breath of the Wild. Again, I hate these straw man arguments. I hate them. Breath of the Wild is an open world action adventure game. Okay. Link's Awakening is just an action adventure game. It's not an open world. So it should be punished because it's not doing what Breath of the Wild does? Never mind that if you want to complete Breath of the Wild, it's really $80 because you got to buy a $20 DLC pass. Oh, and don't forget the amiibo. I love Breath of the Wild. It's my favorite game of all time. But absolutely, a completely remade Link's Awakening game from the ground up, that is well worth $60 to me. It's worth just as much as Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild's, like, just because Breath of the Wild exists, it doesn't make everything else worth less. Like, it's such a dumb way to look at things. It's like people who try to tell me that, well, Breath of the Wild is worth $60, so Splatoon 2 shouldn't be because Breath of the Wild has more content in it than Splatoon 2 did. They're not even comparable. They're not, like, Link's Awakening and Breath of the Wild are not comparable. They're not the same. You know what? You know what I can tell you? Here you go. Link's Awakening has real dungeons in it. That alone is going to make it worth $60 to some people over Breath of the Wild. So, like, they're not the same kind of game. Just because they're in the same IP, they're not the same kind of game. God. Anyways, it's whatever. You guys are gonna feel how you feel, and I can't change your opinions. Of course, you guys are gonna value things the way you value them. I mean, the reality is value is always in the eye of the beholder, right? If you don't think something's worth the money, then don't buy it. Right? That's usually how it goes. Like, when I go to the grocery store and a gallon of milk, they're charging me $7, and I'm like, screw that. I ain't paying $7 for it. I just don't buy the milk. So it's one of those things where you're going to value things at where you personally value them, and how I value them isn't going to matter for you individually. I could just say that I don't value a game based on another game. I value a game based on itself. So when I look at a game like Kirby Star Allies, I don't look at that as, is this worth $60 in comparison to Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild? Like, no. Is it worth $60? When I played that game, do I feel that my $60 was well spent? Did I get enough entertainment out of that game to justify me spending $60? The answer is I did. I got about 30 hours of gameplay out of Kirby Star Allies. That meant for every hour of gameplay, I spent $2. I enjoyed all 30 hours of that game I played. $2 for an hour of entertainment, that was worth $60 for me. You can say, oh, is that as good of a value as a game like Splatoon 2, where maybe you have 1,000 hours in, or Breath of the Wild, where I have a couple hundred hours in? You could argue, well, the value is better. Sure, you can argue the value is better. I could argue it too. Oh, yeah, Breath of the Wild is obviously a better value cost. It doesn't mean that other games that aren't like it aren't worth $60. And this is what happens when we have all these open world games out there. Open world games are fantastic and they're jam-packed with content. It shouldn't make a 2D side-scrolling Mario game worth less money because Breath of the Wild exists. But that's the world we live in. We live in a world where, because these grandiose, games made with 200 plus people and, tens of millions of dollars exist, that every game that doesn't live up to that isn't worth $60 anymore. I hate that attitude. And again, this is just me, but I hate that. It's a personal pet peeve of mine that I hate it. Like, that's not how I value games. I value games based on how much did I enjoy the game and how much time did I put into it. Heck, there are games to me that are only last 8 hours that are well worth $60 for me because I enjoyed those 8 hours that much. But what are you going to do? I don't value games in the same way that other people do. I never have. And it's probably why I don't get a lot of views on my game reviews, because a lot of people look at game reviews because they want to know if a game is worth spending their money on. And it's like, I'm not going to tell you if a game is worth spending your money on. Because it's based on, did I, money-wise, do I feel like I spent my money well? I have not bought a single game on Switch that I regret. And I spent full price on basically all of them. Including Kirby Star Allies, including Mario Tennis Aces, including Super Mario Party. Games that some people are disappointed in, and I'm like, I do not regret my purchase. It was well worth my $60. Do I want it to be better? Absolutely, but I don't regret it. If I don't regret it, then it must have been worth the money to me. But that's just me. Again, just my opinion. I'm just one person out in the world. A lot of people I know disagree with my opinions. When I put out that Activision video, there's going to be a lot of people disagreeing with my opinions. And that's okay. It's perfectly okay. But just when you disagree with my opinions and how you value things, just don't ever expect me to see eye to eye with you. Not because I'm stubborn, but because we just don't look at things the same way. We don't view the video game industry in the same way. Just like when I make this video for Activision, there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with me. And you know what? We just don't view things the same, and that's okay. It's okay to have a difference in opinion, a difference in viewpoint, a difference in how we think the industry works or how we value things in the industry, and blah 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 blah. So that's just that's the world that we live in. And I brought up the comparison to Ocarina of Time to make my own point. I brought up the Ocarina of Time thing to make my own point. My own point was, if you're okay with that, then why aren't you okay with Link's Awakening? Why? That was my point in bringing up, if they rebuilt Ocarina of Time from the ground up, that's worth $60 to you. But it's the same thing they're doing to Link's Awakening, so why isn't that worth $60? It's the same thing. They're doing the same thing. It's because people put a higher value on Ocarina of Time than they do Link's Awakening. That's the reality. The reality is, when people think about Ocarina of Time and they think about Link's Awakening, they think Ocarina of Time is up here, Link's Awakening is down here, Ocarina of Time is 3D, Link's Awakening is top-down, Ocarina of Time was on a home console, Link's Awakening started on Game Boy. There's no comparison. Ocarina of Time is the vastly superior, worth more money game. But I don't think it's that simple. I think that's a flawed way of looking at the industry. But people are going to say the way I look at it's flawed, so I don't think there's any perfect way to examine any of this stuff. Where's the blue wall in your basement? This is just a blue screen that has stains on it from my kids. But yeah, it's just like a green screen. Games used to be 80 max plus tax. That's not true. Here, let me show you an N64 ad. I'm gonna link you guys to an N64, or maybe I'll just show it on screen here. Hold on, where was the one? There's one specifically that had a $100 game. Give me a second. Or maybe it was a SNES ad. I'm trying to remember. Might have been a SNES ad. Just kind of clicking around on old ads right now. Yeah, maybe it was a SNES ad. Because N64 was about the era they started standardizing that $60 price point. Yeah. Here's one. Take a look at this. I gotta go here soon, but take a look at this. So, I mean, $69.99, $89.99, $94.99, $94.99. I mean, look at this. SNES, WWE Raw, NFL Quarterback Club. What's $100? This is a USD ad, by the way. $90. Game pricing was all over the place back in the day. There was no standardized pricing. And those are games that many people wouldn't value at that. Those are yearly franchises. But they were selling that. That's what they cost back then. It wasn't like it is today, where everything, you know, is $60 max. They charged $40 for Ratchet & Clank when it released, and that game was great and had a ton of content worth every penny. It was priced based on what it was. This game, see, and I'm not gonna compare pricing strategies to other companies because other companies do things differently. Nintendo is the company that's charging you $60 for a Wii U port. I want you to think about the company you're talking about. You're talking about a company that'll just directly rip Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze and charge you $60 for it. That's the company we're talking about charging less for a full remaster. Oh, but Captain Toad wasn't $60 on Wii U. So I'm honestly surprised they didn't jack it to $60 on Switch. Probably they didn't because it was also coming to 3DS. That was probably the reason they didn't just jack it to $60 because nobody would have noticed. I don't want to hear shit if Breath of the Wild can be 60 in Red Dead Redemption 2. Games are $92 in Canada. God, I think they're even worse in Brazil and Australia. I think in Australia they're $100 base. And Brazil, God, good luck being a gamer in Brazil. The taxes on the games are so crazy high. Uncharted on PSP is $93 right now. It's not even rare. Jeez. Yeah, dude. The thing in Brazil is their government has a zillion taxes. There are so many taxes in Brazil. They don't like video games. They're kind of like Australia. They don't like video games. So what they do is instead of blocking video games, they put these really super high tax rates on them. So Nintendo might bring a game there, right? And they might, charge their standard, $50. But by the time the government is done adding all their taxes on top, the game ends up costing like $200. And that's like in USD value. It's crazy to be a gamer in Brazil. This is why in Brazil, a lot of those like Sega Genesis all-in-one systems that have like 60 games on them or whatever are so popular, because it's cheaper to get those than to buy a new platform and buy new games, because you just can't afford it. Like, people in Brazil just can't afford it, so they buy those all-in-one packages that are cheaper of retro systems. Sega Genesis in particular is really popular in Brazil. I think they still even make Sega Genesis just to sell in Brazil, if I remember right. Or maybe they stopped now. I don't know. That was true a few years back. I don't know if they still do it. Sony and Xbox making you pay $60 to play games. I mean, if you're smart, you're only paying $45 per year to play games online, because you can get those $60 cards for $45 all the time. You don't even have to wait for a sale. They're just available straight up online for $45. But I get what you're saying. You're saying they charge you $60 and then they make you pay $60. I get you. I got you. I get what you're saying. You can actually hear me getting fatter. That's always a nice comment. Thanks, Nintendo Switch guy. Always love it when the fat shaming comes into play, because that really gets you far. Here, let me get you fatter. Let me get that double cheek going. Let me just pull my cheeks out. Am I fat enough for you yet? Like, Jesus. Anyways, I gotta go. I gotta go make some dinner for my fiance. She's gonna be home in like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. 30 minutes, I don't know, somewhere in there. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on the Direct. Obviously, we had a lot of mixed thoughts in there. We had people who loved the Direct, people who hated the Direct, people who just were indifferent because, like, they don't really hate it, but the Direct really didn't have anything they want to play, but they kind of see that there was some games. We kind of ran the whole gambit there. I knew Link's Awakening pricing was going to come up at some point, just because, just like with the art style, it's a controversial talking point. And maybe it's something we'll talk more in depth on in the future. But thanks for guys. What's my most anticipated title from the Direct? Link's Awakening. I'm gonna be fair here though and say I know what that game is, so I'm really excited for it because it was my first Zelda game ever, and I'm a big Zelda fan, and I haven't played it in 20 plus years, so I'm really excited for it. But if I'm being honest with myself, the game that actually looked the best to me that I haven't played, that's a brand new experience, is that Astral Chain game by Platinum Games. I got pretty excited about that game when it first started to show. I'm like, what is this? Warframe? Wait, what is this? New IP? What is going? Like, it looked really good. And that game caught me off guard. And I love when something catches me off guard like that. So my central thought, Link, the long-lost cousin of Hermie the elf. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I want to Google that. But yeah, Astral Chain looked really sweet. So that's probably the one that I'm really most excited about. It's just, in the moment, I'm pretty hyped for Link's Awakening. But as that hype dies down, as I'm like, yeah, it's a game I've already played. I already know what's going to happen. I already know the story. I already know the dungeons. I'll probably still be hyped for it. But Astral Chain is one that day one I'm picking up. And hopefully can live up to the hype. We'll see. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go because I got to go make some dinner. So see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, check out my 10-minute summary if you haven't seen the whole Direct yet. Or if you're just looking for a recap. It recaps all of the new announcements. So thanks, guys. Peace.